Hey guys, I think it's finally live on here now. It looks like it. This was like a serious pain on here. I can't even tell if it's actually. It looks like it's now finally live, and has the video. They've made these changes on here, and it's like much more complicated to go live. I have to share the link on here too. This is a newer computer that I have, so I didn't have the original streaming software on this one, and then I went to download it, and then that one doesn't exist anymore. So that was a pain. Let me just share this link on some places now too, because I didn't share it anywhere yet. But I'm just going to share it for the next minute or two, so you guys can feel free to ask any questions you guys would like. And I'm going to talk a lot on here about like Scream Bloody Murder, and then about the pre-order the Blu-ray, because basically a lot of you guys have been asking about a physical media copy of Scream Bloody Murder, and I've known this for a long time. The only in the U.S. the only way that you'll be able to get a one is from the physical media copy is from the campaign, because it's going to be a streaming exclusive. So because of that, that means there won't be a actual main physical media release in America. So if you guys want the Blu-ray for that one that I directed, the one with Scout Taylor Compton and Tom Sizemore, I would definitely get it off of the campaign, because like I said, I don't think there will be one in America. There will be in other countries, but not America though, at least not for as long as the streaming license goes, and which I think is a number of years. Let me just put I didn't take a thumbnail, but I'll just put like a little simple kind of thing up. Just trying to get this added. I should have. Since they changed this, I wasn't able to do this. I'm not good at multitask. I'm just sharing this on the YouTube page, and then I'll share it on Twitter and Facebook, just to make sure everybody sees it. Like I said, guys, feel free to ask any questions you guys would like. And check out the Indiegogo link, though. That's what I have a link to, and you guys can see the trailers for all four of the films that I was involved with. The three of them I directed, and one of them I was like the AD, assistant director on. That was the Zomgul's film. The newest one is the trailer for Amityville Karen. And in a couple days, probably a week or so, I'll be announcing what the next film I'm going to do is, and I'm going to have like some stuff if you guys want to get like special thanks and stuff for that one. Just sharing this now on Facebook. Hopefully I'm sharing the right links and everything too. And Facebook is really weird nowadays too. It's like sometimes when you try and post a picture on there, it doesn't post it right away, and then sometimes when you post it, it posts the picture and then not the link or anything else. So it's a really strange system. Hopefully too on here, the super chats and all that stuff still work and it's done correctly. Like I said, I hope it's all correct and you guys can still do that. It looks like you can on there, because like this streaming software is so strange. But I was going to basically talk on here, guys, about kind of the details of Scream Bloody Murder, and kind of like what the finishing funds is, like what the whole reason for finishing funds, and just kind of about the release and why we're raising the funding and all that kind of stuff. So that's basically what I'm going to talk about kind of in detail, because I feel like there's some people might not really know, what the finishing fund stuff is. So I kind of want to go through that. I'm just posting this on the last thing on Facebook here, and then we'll have it posted everywhere, at least the main stuff. Let's see. I think it was pretty much, I think the only other place is Twitter. Let's put it on Twitter now. See now Twitter. All right, now it's posted up everywhere. Okay, so let's see, we can go through the questions and everything now. And like I said, the main thing we're going to talk about on here is a lot about the the Scream Bloody Murder release and everything. So and the finishing funds campaign and all that kind of stuff as well. So first, any of you guys who come back on this video later, you guys can check out the link, and that link has trailers for Scream Bloody Murder, Amityville Shark House, and that kind of stuff as well. So basically, too, the Blu-ray is not super cheap to get, because here's a lot of situations with that. It's very expensive to get the discs made, so we have to keep that into account, too. So that's why they're a little bit more money. And like I said, these are the only physical copies that there probably will ever be for Scream Bloody Murder in America, at least for, I think the licensing is like for probably 5+ years, something like that. If we do a sequel, I don't know if it will be done for that streaming service or not, and everything as well. So basically, to talk more about what the finishing funds campaign is for Scream Bloody Murder. So basically, the film, when we raised the original fund for the movie, we set the goal, I think, I don't even remember what we set the actual goal for. I think it was like, I think we set it like really low. I can't remember what it was. I usually set the goals on them at usually like a lot lower. Let me see, what was that Scream Bloody Murder set at? Was that set at 5,000, or was it? I can't remember what the original goal was. I guess it was. I don't remember, but I think it might have been 5,000, something like that. So basically, what Scream Bloody Murder was, as we raised more money for the film, it ended up being more and more actors that we got. So, for example, I think we raised 65 on the campaign. By the time they took their fees out, it ended up being 60. So, just on the cast alone, without naming people and saying rates, just alone, I think all the actors were 20 grand for everybody, to pay for every actor. And then sound and everything. Oh, it's just like, if you guys knew the fees to things for the crew and just on-set Starbucks and everything. So literally every dollar is gone, and it went into the movie. And the other thing that's interesting too, that I'd like to make sure I state out there too, is on every project that I've done so far, I have not paid myself a dollar. I kind of have that mentality when, if I raise money to make a movie, I want to put every single dollar into it. And the thing is, it's like, I know that's not normally what people do. If they do a crowdfunding thing, they usually go, okay, if I raise 60, I'm going to take out like a certain amount to pay myself. I don't do that, because I want everything to go to the movie, because I really want the movies to be as good as possible, as I can get them and everything. So basically, right now is Scream Bloody Murder. So what's going on is the movie is pretty much done. All we have to add in is the credits. The edit is finished. The music is done. The composer's done. It's at a standstill, though, because it has to go through quality control. Quality control is basically, they have to test to make sure there isn't any problem with the audio, any problem with the video, nothing with the colors that are wrong. So in order, that's the one thing, the bigger a movie is, if you... even though Scream Bloody Murder is a small, micro-budget film, when you take a film and deliver it to a bigger studio, so for example, with Scream Bloody Murder, it's getting delivered to a bigger studio, and then, for example, with Shark House, that's an even bigger studio for that one, which we'll talk more about that later when I can discuss that. But luckily enough for that one, the fees of that are covered for that movie. That company is doing that, so thank God, thank you to that company for handling that. Scream Bloody Murder, on the other hand, is not. The company that is releasing it is not covering any of the deliverables fees at all. So you take that as you want. But that's why we're raising the funds. So basically right now, until we get the funds for Scream Bloody Murder, it can't come out. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about and kind of discuss it. So honestly, that's why I'm going to be talking about it a lot, is because I'm doing everything I can to make sure we can get that movie released. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. And then every dollar from that is going to the actual film to get it released. It's not going to any other projects or anything, which is, so that's another thing too. So let's see, we'll start going through the questions too, and let me know too, if you guys haven't checked out the trailer. I want to hear what you guys think too of the trailers for all the films. Let's see though. Someone said, "Hey, Bold Duder." Yeah, I know. Amityville Shark House looks really awesome. No, I'm really excited for you guys to see that one. That one too. I'm very careful with the with these. I don't really like to show too much of the movies. I like to try and not spoil things. So I try and keep stuff kind of secret, with the films and everything. So basically, when you see Shark House, it's sort of a mixture of what happens. It has vibes of like everything from taking like Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger mixed with Beetlejuice, mixed with like Drop Dead Fred, mixed with all these things, everything I love mixed together. And when you guys see the what happens to my character in that movie, I don't think you guys are even gonna like. There's a scene in there with a pimp, which is the craziest thing I have ever done in my entire life. Just this movie, I cannot wait for you guys to see it. And when you guys like hear about the release for it, it's like insane. Like, I mean, it's totally insane. Let's see. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything too. Your role in Amityville Shark House looks insane, bro. Can't wait to watch it. No, thanks so much, the horror dude. And like I said, with those ones, I wish we could sell Blu-rays of Shark House and Karen, but we aren't allowed to do those yet because both of them have a distributor. So and Karen should actually be Amityville Karen should actually be out by there's going to be a limited edition Blu-ray from SRS from what I've heard. I think maybe by December, and then the wide release DVD will be out later and everything. Let's see. Famous person alert. How much is the Blu-ray for the slasher? It's like I said, it's more money for the Blu-ray because first of all, it's everything. The money is really going to just get the movie out, so that's really why. But since we're not going to ever have any more Blu-rays, I figured kind of like what they did with that Never Hike in the Snow, they had it be more really limited. So it's going to be really limited. I people have been asking me about signing them, so maybe we'll like number them, something like put like a number system on the discs for these limited run ones, for however many we do like that. I'm aware though that there's a lot of these companies that bootleg stuff, so I'm sure somebody will bootleg the movie. But honestly, if you guys see that, please don't buy it like that, because that doesn't support me or the project or anything if you get it like that. But I'm aware that is going to happen to it because of the streaming service. Let's see. Are you excited for the Halloween season and all the horror movies and decor? Oh no, I always love everything Halloween related. I always go to the Halloween shops and I mean, like, to me, some people like kind of like live Halloweenish just kind of like certain times of the year. Like to me, I kind of feel like I'm always sort of like Halloween, like always kind of like that and everything. So let's see. So like I said, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything, and I'm making sure I don't miss any. If you guys any of the questions, I think I can see them all from this one the best. You're excited to see No Time to Die? I guess so. Like, I don't know, for some reason I haven't really watched a lot of the new slasher films I mean, not the newest James Bond movies. I don't know why. I'm not really super into them for some reason. Let's see. Amityville Shark House looks insane. Will there be a Blu-ray DVD for Amityville Shark House? No, there should be. So as far as I know, the company putting that out will put that out. With everything too, everything's changing with the way things are. But I'm pretty sure that there will be. I know internationally, though, there will be. Will the DVDs be region free? I believe so. I think I don't know how. I'm going to have to figure out exactly where we're going to make the discs from. I guess from Kanaki or one of those kind of companies. Hey, Sean, can you give me a shout out to Cameron Jen Milani? Today is my birthday and she loves your channel. Oh, happy birthday, Cameron. Hope you have a great birthday. Screen Birdie Murder Mask looks cool. I thought about, too, doing a perk selling one of the masks because there's two of them, but I don't know. I'm kind of weird about that, and like I don't really want to get rid of it. And I'm thinking too, if we do a sequel to it, I don't want to have both the because the masks are made out of a material where if they fell, they would break. So it's kind of like I'm afraid that if I got rid of the one that broke, like there's certain things I'll never sell. The Sharkman Tiki statue from Amityville Shark House that you see in the trailer, I never would get rid of that. The goggles, they're certainly from that movie, and never would get rid of that. Like certain things, I just wouldn't. Let's see, who's the chick? Hey, Sean, is Gabe the star in your motion picture? No, I don't really talk to Gabe. Let's see. Congratulations on your project. I love your dedication to filmmaking. Thanks so much. That's really what my main interest is now, honestly. I still love doing YouTube, and I always will, and I always will do Tuesday videos and everything. But I'm not gonna lie, like really what I'm having the most fun doing is doing these movies. It's a lot of work. It's to me, I feel like this is the first really, really, really big job per se that I've ever really done, because it's a lot. Like honestly, like I'm on the phone, every single day about these movies, 4 or 5 hours, 4 hours at least every day. Let's see, Screenplay and Murder Mask looks cool. Let's see, I love the things, keep up the work. Why not video games and music drawing? I love movies. I was curious why you chose that art form. I've always loved movies. So, I mean, I started doing little shorts back in the day in the 6th or 7th grade. And even before that, a friend of mine, Nell, had a video camera, and she used to bring it over, and we made these little kind of goofy little shorts and kind of like Elvira type hosting type videos and things like that. So we used to do that kind of stuff a lot, back in the day. So that was kind of always what I was into. The trailers made me super excited for your work. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the trailers too, definitely check those out for the films that I directed. Like I said, I'm really excited for these ones. Love the trailers. What was it like working with James Duvall? No, James is great. Like I absolutely love working with him. How many times have we worked together? We worked on Night of the Zomghouls, and then he gave me the best compliment of my life. And honestly, through some of the stuff that I've been through lately, he's really what kept me going in some instances with the production of movie we're talking about right now. He said one thing to me too that I always remember, and he's like, Sean, never stop acting, never stop doing this. And I don't know, he just said, you're really good. And it's just the thing he said, he just was complimenting me so much. And it was just like, to me, to be complimented by James Duvall was the big thing to me, because I remember in middle school how much I loved the Doom Generation movie. So like, the fact that he was saying that was a really big thing to me. And then we became friends doing the movies, and he just did Karen, and I was so impressed with him and just the whole group of people for Karen, that we got all of his scenes done in one day. And there was terrible traffic, and this a truck broke down the middle of the road, so everyone couldn't go up this mountain to get to the location we were shooting at the winery. So everybody had to go around, like over an hour of time loss. So everybody was like hour, 2 hours plus late because of this truck in the road. But we still managed to get like 18 pages of his scenes done, all of his scenes done in one day, which I'm like, I don't know how he did it, even after losing a lot of time too, because of the thing in the road, which that was terrible. That was like the first day of the movie, and then like a truck breaks down the middle of the road up this hill, and like no one can get by. I'm like, oh my god! And there was no signal. So the one guy, Cameron, was shooting behind the scenes, so I know there's like behind the scenes of me like panicking, like, oh no, how are we gonna get people around? And luckily enough, James was the first one to get around all of it, so I filmed him on a video explaining and sent it to everybody how to get around this mountain situation. Hope you things are working out for you. Keep up the good work. Why? Let's see. I talked about that. I love how you handle hate. When that guy said, "Bald dude, you're a good dude." Well, thanks so much, Kev. Let's see. Keep up the good work. Love the trailer for Amityville Shark House. Thanks so much, Rue. No, I'm really excited about that one. I really have. I heard Strix mailed out the DVDs, but not the Blu-rays yet. Did you sign those copies yet? No, Griff. I don't remember. No. Abel didn't ask me about signing any of the Blu-rays yet, so I don't know. I haven't seen a Blu-ray copy either. Oh yeah, and Will Colazzo's on here, Nemesis Beast. And if you guys don't, follow his channel, subscribe to Nemesis Beast. He's, Will Colazzo, who I worked together on all the projects, and I directed Amityville Shark House with. And he's the guy that I'm on the phone with every single day. Let's see, thoughts on the girl with the spider's web. I don't think I like that one too much. What happened to MJ Kelly? Yeah, MJ is kind of like, I really wanted to, track him down, but I don't know what's happened. I really have not heard from him in so long. I don't know if he's married anymore. I don't know if he's divorced. I don't know anything. I know nothing. It's such a weird thing that he's so off the grid and everything. A goriest movie you've ever watched other than Cannibal Holocaust? I don't know what the goriest. I probably Dead Alive is one of the ones that had the most amount of blood. I would say. Did you see the Arrow Video November December releases? I think that was when the Phantom of the Mall was coming out. I believe. I think that's when that was releasing. But Phantom of the Mall though is one that I was so glad when I heard that one was coming out. Finally to Blu-ray. The menu for Screen for Aftermath Genesis is pretty basic. You throw it, and it has 3 titles from background. You pick one and watch it, and it plays. Yeah, some early DVDs had really basic backgrounds. You should have backed. Have you been back to theater yet? You should. Feels good to go back. No, I haven't gone back. My brother. See, I always went to the movies with my brother, and my brother doesn't really want to go back and stuff like that and everything. But here's an example, though, of when it comes to back. I don't know if any of you guys watch, like, Disney vloggers, like people who go to Disney and film vlogs and stuff, but they showed video from the Disney's 50th anniversary in Disney World. And I have to say, shame on you, Disney World, for what I don't know if any of you guys looked at the videos, but wow. That place was so full that it was like people were this close to each other. And it was like... Woodstock, like remember back in they had like Woodstock, I think '99, and they used to, and it was like when Limp Bizkit was there, and they were making fun of it on South Park when they made Chef Aid Live. They were kind of like parodying that a little bit. Well, it's that full. It's like that to the full. One of those concerts where you see it, where you could literally crowd surf around the people, and I'm like, wow, Disney let that many people in there with what's the way the world is and the way things are in Florida. I'm like, whoa, it's not going to be good for Florida doing that. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if any of you guys watch any of that stuff, but I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Did you get What Lies Beneath Blu-ray? I haven't ordered that one yet. For some reason, that movie like scares the living shit out of me. I don't know what it is about that movie. That one scene when it's like when she looks out the window or something. I remember that for some reason really creeped me out so bad. So I don't like watching that movie very much. I don't know why. There's like one jump scare in it that back in the day scared me so bad that I never wanted to watch it again. But I did order The Time Machine. That's one I'm so glad is coming out. Let's see. Thoughts on Free Guy? I have not watched that one yet. Did you see Vinegar Syndrome October and November releases? I don't know I can't remember if I saw what those ones were. I think I did. What are your favorite snacks when losing weight? What did I used to get, the main thing was PB2. This is like a chocolate or a peanut butter kind of powder, and it's like, it doesn't have the oil in it, so it's not as bad, with the calories and stuff like that without taking out the oil. So it's basically, you just mix it with water, and it works pretty well. It's not terrible. But that was one of the things that I ate all the time. Are you going to get the Halloween 4Ks? Maybe I'll get the third one. What are some things you learned from directing that you wished you had knew before? Basically, like, I learned certain people don't bring that, certain people aren't good to put in a movie because of like, if somebody has a history and it's kind of public, don't put them in it because distributors don't like certain people. I learned that. I learned don't spend all the money on as many names as possible. This was what I did with Screen Bloody Murder. I just put so many people in it. Nowadays, I just put like 2 people, 1 or 2 name actors. And I've even heard studios tell me, bigger groups say, don't worry about a lot of names. They said it doesn't matter. It's not as big of a deal as it used to be. So that was what I learned. Be able to negotiate with people about prices, because if you're making like a $30,000 movie or you're making a $100,000 movie, or you're making $1 million movie, you can't pay the crew the exact same amount of money that the crew would get paid on a $1 million movie or a $100,000 movie. So you have to kind of adjust everything like that too. So that's some of the kind of things too to keep in mind. Did that cut off? Let's see, did this one? I guess it's back on. Yeah, cut off for 1 second. That was kind of weird. I think it's still on, too. And if you guys have any super chat questions, too, feel free to ask anything you guys would like. And like I said, the main thing we're talking about on here, too, is a lot about the Screen Bloody Murder finishing funds and how all that works, and just kind of explaining everything, too. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, definitely check out the link for it, and you guys can find all about the you know how you guys can pre-order the limited edition Blu-ray of Scream Bloody Murder, and then there's also perks on there too, like special thanks credits. So you guys can get special thanks at the end credits of Scream Bloody Murder and Shark House. So that one, it's a dual perk on there. So it'll also be on IMDb. So if you get that perk, just put your name too on there. And I'm going to do a thing like that as well for the next movie I'm going to do in a couple weeks, and I'll let you guys know more about that one soon. Let's see. Do you prefer directing or acting? I really, I don't know. It's like I really have enjoyed this directing, but I wouldn't direct anything if I wasn't able to at least have one scene in the movie. That's kind of a stipulation that I will stick to, because I want to have at least something. Even if it's the smallest, like one line in the movie, I want to at least do something in the movie, because that's sort of like what I like to do too. The next one I'm going to do, I'm going to basically be like in the beginning of the movie, and then like one or two other things. But I'm trying to like limit it a little bit, because sometimes it gets a little hard. Like Amityville Shark House, I was lucky to be co-directing that with Will Colazzo. Thank God for that, because I would not have been able to make that movie if I didn't have Will doing that with me, because I was on screen 90% of that movie. So it was hard, and I was like in makeup a lot of the time and in bandages, and I was also in a weird frame of mind because I was playing this deranged person that it literally, like, I had a hard time actually getting over what had happened and everything too. So that was kind of a weird thing. It kind of like, it was almost like I went for the first time ever in a movie method with it, and it was kind of weird for me. And I was kind of like, who even knew I could even do something like that and get like that? But after I was done, for probably a week after, I was a mess. Like, I had a hard time not like making these weird faces, and I was hunched over because as the character for the Sharkman, I was doing this hunching stuff with my back and contorting myself. I'm still not perfect from doing that to myself. I don't know why I was doing that. I kind of was so into it. Like I said, it's going to be worth it when you guys see it, but it was weird. And like, and when I went, I did Dr. Gift 2 days after I finished that, and I must have looked like a crazy person because I was just sort of out of it, and I was so tired too, because like, I got so tired at one point in that movie when there was a scene when I had to go up and down these steps. I had to like hold onto the wall going up and down the steps. It was bad. I think I was walking in the houses when we were shooting that movie, because I pace around if I'm nervous. I think I walked 9.5 miles just inside of a house location. Our barcodes punched in the Blu-ray review copies you get from companies, they don't really do that anymore. Shout Factory used to punch the barcodes for their stuff, but no, they don't do that anymore. Sometimes some of the ones do, not always though, but I see sometimes ones do. But not a lot anymore though. Thank you for your response about James. He's the most favorite actors. Can't wait to see your films. You're an inspiration. Well, thanks so much, Gary. What kind of camera did you shoot Scream Bloody Murder on? Let me see. Where was this? Scream Bloody Murder. Thoughts on the girl. I talked about that one. Where is this? I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. So Scream Bloody Murder was shot on the Red camera. I don't know what model it was for the Red camera. Shark House was filmed on a Black Magic, not the small Black Magic, the really big Black Magic. And then the Cairn was shot on a 4K camera that I have. The next one is going to be shot on a 4K, like a really big camera for that one. Let's see. I watch Restricted Area. You and Danny are funny. No, thanks a lot. Now, that was a fun movie. I can't wait for Amityville Shark House. No, I cannot wait for you guys to see it. Great stuff. You have been getting into filmmaking. By the way, Dollar Tree has horror movies out. Yeah, the last time I went there, I didn't see a lot of stuff. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Black Widow? I still have to watch that one. Best death scene that you did. Well, I don't think the best death scene has ever happened to me. I feel like it's the best death scene, honestly, is involving me, what I do to somebody in Scream Bloody Murder. I mean, in Shark House. I think out of everything that I was involved with, it is like a death scene. That's my favorite. Like, when you guys see it and like see it all together, it's like, Jesus, it's just nuts. Thanks for the shout out, Sean. No, hey, like I said, guys, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to Nemesis Beast channel. What cheesy horror movies should they remake? I don't know. I don't know for sure. Have you found any McGee and Me tapes? I haven't seen McGee and Me in a while. Sean, can your brother eat ghost peppers? We don't like really a lot of like super spicy kind of stuff. Drop Dead Fred, Severin got canceled. No, I know. Yeah, they did cancel that Blu-ray. I think I'm guessing that like Arrow Video or Shout Factory or something is going to put it out. That's what I'm thinking, because I think they made an announcement saying that some other kind of company is going to put it out or something like that. I don't know for sure though. Is there going to be nudity in your movie? Honestly, yes. All of them have nudity that I did. Karen does. Yeah, they all of them do. I do. The new one I do won't though. The next one. Let's see. In your brother. Vinegar Syndromes. October. Yeah. Oh yeah. The October one for Vinegar Syndrome I saw. I think it was October. Was Ticks is finally coming out again, but it's coming out on 4K. Drop Dead Fred is a very weird movie. No, I know. I love Drop Dead Fred though. Some people really don't care for that movie, but for some reason, like, to me, when I think of like the epitome of like epiphany or whatever you say of the kind of movies that I want to make, that's the kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Like, I really love that type of vibe and everything. Let's see. Yeah, Tix is coming. That's very cool. Drop Dead Fred is, let's see. What happens when a movie doesn't make money on Indiegogo? Oh, well, luckily enough with Indiegogo, it's one of the ones where no matter what you get, you still raise the funds and everything. And we do have private stuff too and everything. So, but we're really trying to get the $5,000 goal on Indiegogo. So like I said, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about on here too, was just kind of explain too details about how like the delivery process works for finishing funds. Because some people were kind of curious about the finishing funds and how that works and everything. And it's basically, like I said, the movie's like done, and it's just in order to deliver it to the studio, we have to, do the finishing funds and for quality control and all this stuff in order for them to put it onto the service. And then hopefully it doesn't fail quality control, because that'll be a pain. Let's see. Miss the streams. Glad you've been living the dream. Well, no, thanks so much. And I see Eric D says, have you watched Malignant on HBO yet? I did. I thought it was great. I really liked that one a lot. Let's see. Was Amityville Shark House mask comfortable? Well, no, that actually wasn't a mask. For Amityville Shark House, it was, there's two different things. The one was makeup that took, Eric Yoder did the makeup. He did an amazing job, but it took like 2.5 hours or so, maybe 2 hours. And then everything else was bandages. So it was so funny too, like one day, these big executives came to the set for Shark House, and it was like, I met them, but with the bandages on. so that was kind of like a weird, strange thing. I'm like meeting people that are like these big people, and I'm meeting them with these bandages on, and I feel like kind of like a fool, with all this stuff on and everything. But no, that was hot though, and it was hot as hell. And the place we were filming in the house had no AC whatsoever. So, and then at one point when I was doing this one scene when I attack one of the characters, I got so overly like hot and like to the point where I was gonna pass out. I was like, oh, it was crazy. I had to just keep drinking Gatorade, and I was sweating profusely. But like I said, it is gonna be so worth it when you see it and everything. But I sort of thought I was gonna make a video will every night after I was filming that movie, like before I would start shooting, because I was so afraid I was gonna have a stroke. I told you, I mean, like, if basically Nicolas Cage, full crazy Nicolas Cage, is what happens to me in Shark House. Like, level 10 Nicolas Cage in a couple spots of craziness. Did you watch Are You Afraid of the Dark, The Curse of the Shadow Man? I didn't really watch a lot of the newest one. Do you still been doing your daily walks? No, I still do the walks and stuff like that. Give us a teaser of your character in Shark House. I can't really do it. It's like a lot of voices and weird stuff. Like I said, I don't want to ruin anything. I really want you guys to see it. You know what I mean? Can you swim in honey? I don't know. Do you wish Peter Jackson would go back to making gory films? I think that'd be kind of cool to see him do something like that again. Fan-made screen. fan made Scream Bloody Murder on my page. Check out after the chat. Oh yeah, post a link too, Bert, for your page as well. Ever thought of directing a shot on video film? It would be kind of fun, but the problem is it'd be really hard to sell it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I did like a shot on video thing, I'd have to kind of sell it myself. Just put it up on like, I guess sell the DVDs myself or something like that. But because the problem is like everybody now, really wants everything in 4K, and then like in order to get it onto streaming services, they have to be in 4K and all these type of things. So like I said too, that's the thing about the finishing funds. Anytime you guys see like a movie for the studio or anything like that, or any kind of bigger release like Shudder or any of those type of stuff, they have to go through quality control. So they take the movie, they put it through the system, they make sure the video doesn't peak, they make sure the audio doesn't peak, but it's like every time they run it through, it's thousands of dollars. So that's the biggest pain. Would you ever get nude for a film if the scene was right? Maybe. I mean, like, I think it would have to be like a really, really specific, worth a thing type thing. You know what I mean? Ever thought of directing it? Let's see. Much success to you, Duder. Thanks so much. Will there be a commentary track on the Blu-ray? I don't think so. Not for that one. I don't want to accidentally say the wrong thing about that movie, honestly, guys. But I definitely could see a commentary track, though, for Karen. Karen, I think 100% I'm going to do one for that one. And hopefully I can do it with Lauren, commentary track for that one. Which film is more iconic? I Still Know What You Did Last Summer or Scream 2? Between both of those, the one that I like more, probably I guess Scream 2, maybe? Would you ever I talked about that one. What was the last horror movie you watched that blew you away? Well, I watched last night a movie that I got a copy to review, and the director was contacting me about it months ago, and I wish I would have watched it when he sent me the link to it, because he sent me a private link. But it was a movie called Fried Berry, and it's one of those weird movies that I like, and it's like in that style of like Greasy Strangler, you know what I mean? And that sort of Greasy Strangler, but mixed with Under the Skin a little bit. And it was interesting. It was kind of amazing. It was probably one of the more interesting things I watched. And then I rewatched, just a totally like off topic, I watched for the first time again in years, Legend, the new Arrow Blu-ray, and man, that's a great movie. I forgot how much I love that movie. Are you going to see Halloween Kills in theaters? And thanks so much, Peyton Snay, for the $2 super chat. I don't think so, Peyton. I haven't really gone to the theaters in a long time. I'll probably just see it on DVD and on Blu-ray and stuff. Let's see. What was the last horror movie you watched? Let's see. What was the worst movie you worked on? Was it outside of California? Worst movie I ever worked on? Trying to think of like the worst. Without saying a name to one, there's just been some where like the treatments were really bad and things were wrong and everything. Like one, it wasn't that long ago, was one where, and every time I do a movie, and I'm being much more careful now with flying for stuff, for smaller movies now. I'm trying to do my own stuff a lot more now, and then working with people that I either know or really know their work. But a lot of times because of this stuff too. But basically, one of the movies, I talked to the person all about the details, and it was under the situation that and I normally, if I'm going to go somewhere, I want to stay in a hotel. I don't want to stay in a bed and breakfast or B&B or any of that. I don't trust that. I'll never stay at somebody's house. I just won't do that. And basically, she said, I want to have a B&B, and you're going to have your own room. No one will else be there. I remember I got up there and somebody else was in there. This is like the heart of what's going on in the world too, with COVID and all of that. And there was somebody that had slept in the bed, and then the bathroom, all the towels were used. It was awful. It was awful. And then they didn't shoot at all, and I waited the whole night, and then they canceled the entire night, and one of the other ones that I thought was one of the worst experiences for me, just because the idea of having to go back and do it again infuriated me. For one movie, I had to go back just to sit dead on the ground. I'm like, that's all it was, because they didn't get a shot of me dead on the ground. And I'm like, I had to go through the whole rigmarole, flying there, the flights, and a connecting flight, and all of that. And flying on that terrible Spirit Airlines, where like the bags were charged and everything. Oof. That's why I'm so glad I'm doing my own movies now. I'm digging this a lot more and being much more picky with what I'm doing. Favorite movie so far this year? Fried Berry was pretty damn good. That was pretty good. My friend Larry Permenter made a horror movie and cast Jim Hacksaw Dugan in it as his mayor. Oh, that's cool. Thoughts on Alex Leba closing his channel? Alex Leba's closing his channel? I didn't know that. I thought that why is he doing that now? A lot of times too, like people leave their leave stuff because like they're mad about like you sure you don't mean, because I thought Alex Leba made a movie. I didn't know anything about him closing the channel. I know Cinecreep was like changing what he was doing. So you sure you don't mean Cinecreep maybe? Let's see. Norm Macdonald was able to finish season 3 of Orville before he passed away. No, Norm Macdonald was amazing. Like his kind of humor too is the kind of humor that I love. Do you know what I mean? Like absolutely like that kind of weird, dry, kind of sort of inappropriate-ish kind of humor. I always liked that kind of stuff. I always loved Dirty Work and especially Screwed. As much as I love Dirty Work, I think Screwed was I like watching that one sometimes a little bit more because of Dave Chappelle in that one. And so I always really liked that one. And I also really love that old woman in that. I thought she was really funny and everything. So like, I don't know. I like that because I always like stuff too when like old people are doing kind of weird stuff in movies too. Let's see. And I see a $5 super chat here. From Eric D. Did you and thanks so much Eric D for the $5 super chat. Did you pre-order the Halloween 1 through 5 limited edition set from Shout Factory? No, I didn't pre-order those ones. I think I'm going to get the third movie though out of all of them. You should make a TikTok. No, I know everyone tells me about that. I should try and do that at some point. You got me into physical media, so thank you. I'm collecting all my childhood favorite horror movies. No, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Would be cool to see your movies on Shudder. Maybe Joe Bob could show one. No, that would be really cool. That would definitely be like awesome to get something on there. Especially, I have had one movie that was on there, that UHF Halloween special. I do like a voice in there, and that one. I don't like to tell people which one I do. I like to just see if they can figure it out. But that's one things that I was in that was on there. Let's see. Did you see Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff with Nicolas Cage? No, I did see that. What stores will carry Scream Bloody Murder? Oh, like I said, that's the one thing with Scream Bloody Murder, and that was the one thing I was wanted to make sure to really mention to you guys is if you guys want to get a copy of Scream Bloody Murder on Blu-ray, definitely get the super limited edition version from the campaign because the movie is going to be a streaming exclusive. So that means that in the U.S. there won't be a copy that's sold like online or anything like that. So basically, we're just doing as an exclusive Blu-ray through the campaign. So if you guys want a physical copy of the movie, that's the only way, at least in the U.S., that you will be able to get one. But when it comes to streaming, you guys will be able to see it, and it should be very easy accessible for everybody to see. Let's see. Sean, can you react? I don't know what this Gelophobia images means. I'm not sure what that means. Are you ready for the Chucky series? No, I'm really glad to see too that they got pretty much everybody back for that. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. Have you seen an 80s horror movie called Evil Speak? Yeah, with Clint Howard. That's a great movie. Oh, I've seen Fried Berry. I love the soundtrack. I have the soundtrack on vinyl. Hope they release a physical version of it soon. Yeah, the Fried Berry comes out, at least in the U.S., on Blu-ray this Tuesday. Greatest friends you've made on a film? Well, probably Will Colazzo and Julianne are two of my best friends just from doing these movies. And then Lauren Francesca. We became really good friends, working together years and years ago, but we became really good friends even more so on Karen. Congratulations on making a really great movie. No, thanks so much. I can't wait for you guys to see it and everything. That's why, too, you'll see me for the next, 2 weeks or whatever, just pushing this campaign a lot, just because I really want us to, hit the goal and everything with the crowdfunding, so then we can get the movie, released and out there and everything. Like today, we just even got stuff like, we got to buy 3 8-terabyte hard drives for the movie. So it's just like expenses and expenses, and you know what I mean? It's like the never-ending expenses. What do you think of Tourist Trap? I like Tourist Trap. That was always, I thought, a really cool movie. Who wrote Scream Bloody Murder? Oh yeah, Will Colazzo wrote the film, but we talked on the phone a lot through like some of the details and stuff like that. But like most of it was Will's writing, but we kind of talk about some ideas and stuff like that. And like for most of the movies though, I usually write up like a rough kind of outline of like my ideas. Like for Karen, I kind of wrote down some of my ideas, and then it becomes kind of a mixture of everyone's ideas together. And a lot of the ideas, me, Will, and Julianne all talk on the phone, and then we kind of like put all of our ideas together, and then I usually write up like an outline. So I just finished the outline for the newest movie that I'm going to be doing in November. Mid-November. This one's going to be really cool. It's going to be kind of a throwback in a sense to the first movie I ever did that I acted in. Well, the first one where I was actually like on a set with like a crew and all that. So it's pretty cool though. Let's see. Let's see. Congratulations on making movies a reality. Oh, thanks so much. I'm like I said, I'm really glad that I'm finally, getting to this point and doing this stuff. Where can we watch your movies online? Well, all these ones, I've only shot every one of these movies that you see the 4 trailers for were only shot since March 2021. So it's only been a little over 6 months that we've been doing all these. And Screenplay Murder was only made in May. So none of them are out yet now. So that's why I was so glad to have the trailers to show you guys so you could see some clips of them. But no, Screenplay Murder is going to be a streaming service as soon as we get all the deliverables fees. That's like I said why we're doing the finishing funds. So as soon as that's done, that will be out. Karen should be on a limited edition Blu-ray by the end of the year. I'm not sure on Shark House. That'll probably be like later next year and everything. Like I said, that's going to be with a bigger company, so there's a lot more stuff involved with that. So we'll see on how long that takes and the process of releasing that one and everything. But luckily enough, that particular one, I'm so happy that there's going to be funds and stuff from the group to do that. So thank you so much to that group. Let's see. Will you play a girl again in a movie like Cage Girl or Halloween parody? You're really funny as a girl. I actually would kind of like to do that sometime, honestly. There's a couple different kind of roles that I really want to play differently. Like I would love to play like a Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer role. That's like a dream to play like something like that, like a really dark kind of character. I have a lot of hope that when people see Shark House and my acting, I'm hoping that it's going to lead to me playing very, very sadistic, crazy characters. Because, like I said, I go in a couple scenes, like so to the point where like I don't even know how it's just weird. When you guys see it, you know what I'm talking about. It's so opposite of me. It's so weird. Norm was the best. Scrooge stars 2 of the funniest people of all time. No, I know. And Danny DeVito, too, is in Scrooge. It was like a whole cast of people that I love. Danny DeVito, Dave Chappelle, Norm Macdonald. It was like a great cast. Let's see. Favorite classic Universal horror movie? Favorite classic Universal horror movie? I don't know. Like when it comes to classic, probably out of all like the Universal monster ones, probably The Wolfman. Do you have all the Criterion movies? No, I don't have a lot of Criterion ones. What streaming services can we see your movie on? Well, I can't announce it yet for what Screenplay Murder will be on, but it's a service that has exclusive. So it's going to be an exclusive release for it. Let's see. Are you into gaming? No, I don't really follow too much with games for some reason. I never really have. At least not in a long time. And I see a $5 super chat here from Abaddon Cantrip. Let me spell out his name. It doesn't look like they ask a question. So thanks so much for the $5 super chat donation, though. But their name is spelled Abaddon and then Cantrip. If you guys want to check out their channel and everything. Let's see. I wish Scream Factory released Halloween 4Ks in a complete box set. I wonder if they will do that down the line. Or the reason why they're not is maybe they don't have the rights to the later Halloweens because they're releasing the first 5, so maybe they don't have the rights to like the producer's cut one and some of the or some of the later ones after or something. That I'm guessing that could be what it is. Let's see, which is the worst horror movie ever made? That Prom Night remake was pretty bad. I wish the Scream Factory Halloween 4Ks were. Yeah, like I said, I think that I wouldn't doubt if there was though a box set at some point. I'm finally going to Vegas for the first time. I can't wait to do some DVD and Blu-ray hunting. Yeah, definitely check out Record City. I think there's like 2 locations of that. There's one of them that's right by the Stratosphere. That one's the one that's slightly better. It has more stuff to it. Then there's another one. It's kind of near a Golden Corral buffet. It's a kind of a landmarker. It's somewhat near there, I believe. Also, there is like 1 or 2 buyback locations left. And then Zia Records. Those are the main ones I would recommend checking out. And there are a handful of thrift stores and stuff like that there as well. Let's see. Let's see. Finally going to Vegas. What is the worst horror sequel ever made? I don't know. Worst sequel. is it hard to deal with other actors or directors sometimes? There's some directors that you meet that like kind of have a weird kind of attitude to them, and there's kind of their way that they present themselves, or they kind of have a weird mood or anything like that. Actor wise, I mean, you run into stuff behind the scenes, people that have their own, I guess you would say, demons per se. You know what I mean? And that's always, I mean, difficult for me to see, people that have problems. And I've witnessed that a lot, you know what I mean? It just happens. I never, ever would ever discuss that, who or anything like that. But like I said, it's just one of those kind of things that you see. And to me, you just wish you could help people in situations, you know what I mean? And you just know people who are so talented and going through problems. Let's see. Did you ever get a chance to watch Black Cadillac? No, I still never watched Black Cadillac. Thanks to you, I have gotten into physical media, and I'm currently collecting all my childhood favorite movies. I was born in 1977. Well, thanks so much, and thanks so much, Abaddon, for the super chat as well. But no, I'm glad to hear that you've been like back into collecting and all that kind of stuff as well. Are you only going to make horror films, or do you want to make a drama or comedy film? Lauren really wants to do a comedy, like a romantic comedy movie. So that's something that I would like to do with her, direct something like that with her. I think that'd be kind of fun. But no, I definitely want to do other stuff. I would like to do like a family horror, not like a kind of like a horror film. It's one of those ones like a Night of the Creeps, or one of those, not like those ones that are like the PG-13ish kind of ones. I guess like I guess the Willies and some of those kind of ones. I think that'd be kind of fun. There's like a dinosaur movie like that I want to do. And that one would be kind of more of a PG-13 one. So that's one of the ones I want to do. But I would like to do, I really want to do a horse movie as well. Like this kind of family horse film. So that's like another weird thing I want to do. Let's see. And I see a $2 super chat here from the Horror Freak 1985. Or, sorry, Horror Freak 85. And thanks so much for the $2 super chat, Horror Freak. Do you reckon Lost Boys will be a 4K next year for the 35th anniversary? I think that it's I would think so. That's what's so funny about the Lost Boys is it's one of those movies where there's a lot of movies from Warner Brothers that have had a lot of different steelbook releases throughout the years, and they've been released in a lot of different versions and stuff. But what's so interesting with Lost Boys is they've never had like steelbooks or exclusive versions or versions that have like a different type of slipcover or different alternate artwork and stuff like that. And it almost feels like there must be something with that film where the filmmakers or somebody behind it won't sign off on stuff, which is all I can guess is something like that might be going on. I don't know if that's the case, but it is a little strange that there's never been anything like that exactly. Let's see. And I think I'm getting close to the end of the question, so if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them and everything as well. Let's see. You reckon definitely do a comedy with Don as the main character? Could be like an SNL movie. No, I would love to do like something when you see the character of Don. I think that'd be definitely fun to do. And I definitely want to do a comedy film for sure. And any of you guys who have just come on here now too, guys, after the stream is over and stuff too, definitely check out, if you haven't seen it yet, the link in the description here, and you guys can see the trailers for all the films that I directed. And on there, there's perks on there where you guys can get special thanks credits. And basically all the perks on there are all helping to get Scream Bloody Murder released, so we can get it through the quality control and to streaming. So like I said, when the stream is over, guys, definitely check out the link, and you guys can, and if you have any questions too about perks, you can message me on Facebook and ask questions about it and that kind of stuff as well. Let's see, where was I now? Sean, what if Mel Gibson directed Little Red Riding Hood? I don't know. Have you watched your videos and wondering what do you think about the Lost Boys remake? Oh yeah, I heard that they were doing that. That'd be interesting to see though. Apparently Turbulence trilogy is coming to Blu-ray soon. I wonder who's putting that out. I feel like maybe like I could see that like as an MVP MVD like exclusive kind of thing, like one of those like Rewind collections or something. That'd be kind of cool if they had them all together like that. There's a company too that's putting out a lot of lesser known stuff that Vinegar Syndrome is putting out, like a partner label, and I almost could see them putting out too. Or even Vinegar Syndrome could fit for Turbulence, because they put out a few bigger stuff like that. I'm hoping too somebody like that will put out The Night Flyer. That's a great movie. Let's see. Apparently, do you like the movie Blood Machines? I don't know if I ever watched that one. Have you, or would you consider doing a podcast? I would love to have you as a guest on House of Horrors if you're free to talk about movies and your projects. Yeah, I never really go on podcasts because sometimes I always get worried, like I'll like say something strange or something like that, or like I don't know, like I don't know. Sometimes like I never I like almost kind of like I want to know what I'm going to talk about beforehand a little bit, and I'm always kind of weird like with interviews and stuff like that. That's why I never do them too much, like anything interview wise or anything like that, just because it's always kind of awkward and stuff. Like for me, I don't know why. I'm not the biggest fan of that. We need is the trailer for Alex Leba said his movie will be his final to his channel. Oh, I didn't even realize that. I just saw the trailer, but I didn't see that he said it was going to be his final thing for the channel. There's a lot of people though who like they've like abandoned something, and I don't know why. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind of think it's strange to, I mean, like to me, I'm not the kind of person that ever wants to give up something or never would stop doing something, because like I enjoy doing YouTube. It's a lot of work for me now in some ways with everything that I'm doing, like with my mind, because like I don't feel like I sleep too much. I feel like I'm like have the weirdest sleep schedule on the planet, because especially now I'm just thinking about the movies all the time and planning things out and talking about details and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Sean, have you thought about having Ethan in your movie? Oh, no. Ethan's going to be in Scream Bloody Murder. You see a quick thing of him in Scream Bloody Murder, and maybe he'll do something in one of the other ones too. My dad, though, and my parents are both in Scream Bloody Murder in the end, and my dad has a great scene in Amityville Karen with Carl Solomon. So that's a really, really funny scene. I guess for Karen, I am so excited for you guys to see Karen. Like, that movie is the most my style of everything I've done, because it's so much like Don and Murph. It's so much like John Waters vibes, and it's a little bit like But I'm a Cheerleader. It's like I made it very colorful, and really everyone's kind of wearing weird clothes and everything. It's just my kind of movie. So I'm so excited about that one. And the big whatever the one I'm doing next is your C. Let's see. Showing the thoughts about having. What do you think about the Lost Boys 2 and 3? I remember seeing the Lost Boys 2 actually, like the premiere of that at Comic-Con, and I thought it was all right. Sean, can you eat 5 hot dogs without chewing them? No, Josh. You still in contract with Joe Franz? I haven't heard from Joe Franz in a while. What do you think of Rocky IV Director's Cut trailer? I'm kind of weird. I never really watched a lot of the Rocky movies for some reason. I don't know why. I love, Stallone though. I love the Rambo movies. But for some reason, like when it comes to like boxing movies, with the exception of like $1 Million Baby, I never have liked them that much. I'm sure there's other ones that I've liked, but I feel like $1 Million Baby was the one that I liked the most, even though that movie is so sad and depressing and stuff like that. So it's like, let me fix this thing here. But it's a very sad and depressing movie. Let's see here. What do you think about Rocky's Director's Cut? You should make a planes, trains, and automobile style movie with MJ. Yeah, I haven't heard from MJ in forever. I do see a $10 super chat here from Eric D. And thanks so much, Eric D, for the $10 super chat. And Eric says, I love the Three from Hell Steelbook. I hope they re-release steelbook versions of House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. I'm obsessed with collecting horror steelbooks and horror movies in general. No, there would be a really cool, like that's the one thing I'm sure you might be thinking the same thing with Three from Hell. The one thing I wish was, even though he wasn't in the movie the whole time, he's only in one scene. I don't know about you, but I really would love to have had Sid Haig on the steelbook. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would have been really cool. Like I said, I know even he wasn't in it all. He was only in one scene, but still. But that's why I'm with you. I definitely would love A Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects steelbook, and mainly too, I'm hoping that they put Sid Haig on him. I would think he would have to be on House of a Thousand Corpses, even though he wasn't in a million scenes in that. He was in more in Devil's Rejects. I feel like it'd be cool to have them all on the steelbooks. Let's see. How any update on MJ's doing? No. If any of you guys know what MJ's doing, let me know, because I don't know anything. I feel like we're all just going to have to like figure out how to find him. I don't know. It's like he's just disappeared off the face of the earth, honestly. That's how I feel. I feel like in the movie The Vanishing, you know, it's like kind of like that. It's like he just literally like all of a sudden it was like goodbye. Like and he has no social media trail. He has no anything online. No nothing. It's so weird. And what's so crazy too is like the movie that I'm doing next. I would love him to be in it. Like love him to be in it. Have you seen Friday the 13th ripoff movies Bloody Murder? If so, do you like them? I love it in my opinion. Yeah, was Bloody Murder with Tiffany Shepis or I can't remember if she was in that, but I have seen those ones. Hey there, any updates? Hey there, any YouTubers you watch that are US based, that are UK, that are United Kingdom based? United Kingdom based. I watch Expedition Theme Park. I think he's from the UK. I'm trying to think of who else I watch in the UK. I watch a lot of theme park vloggers, so I don't watch like a lot of. So like I watch like Magic Journeys, and like Danny 702, Super Enthused, Adam the Woo. Those are the main people I watch like all the time. And you know I know we don't talk or anything, but I do watch Wet Movies videos. You know occasionally. Who else do I look at? Those are the main people. Durant Cinema. I watch Durant Cinemas all the times. Danny Cinestalker's videos. Those are the main people. Let's see. Do you hear static? Maybe it's static, and if it's static, is it in this thing? Maybe in that mic. Daughter just went to prom tonight. I had to walk away from my TV. Just wanted to let you know that you got me into physical media, and I'm currently collecting. Do you think the Friday the 13th movies will be on 4K in a box set? I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, like, if there's money to be made in it, and you know that there is, I can't imagine that they wouldn't do it. So, the way it'll probably go is the steelbooks, I mean, the standalones will come out on 4K. Then I'm convinced there might be steelbooks, 4K steelbooks. Then will be a box set. That's what I'm thinking. You know, that's kind of my thought for how the release plan will be. Let's see. Wow, MJ, where are you? Yeah, it's like that song. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Wasn't it like where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? And it's kind of like where in the world is MJ Kelly? It's like that's sort of what it is. Nobody knows. MJ's wife's had a YouTube channel. She once said it reached 1,000 subs. He would make a video, then she deleted it. No, I remember they were actually going to move out here at one point, and I was talking to them again and everything. And then they tried to get a place out here and had no luck and left within like 2 days. They just said fuck it and left, got on the road and left. It was a very strange thing for him to have done. I saw him working at food court in the mall. At food court in the mall. Wait a minute, Ramp 622. When did you see him working at the food court in the mall? Are we talking about Towson Town Center? When was this? Because, Ramp, I remember the last place that he worked before he moved was Starbucks, from what I remember. MJ's, let's see. Sean, don't you get a YouTube plaque if you get hit 100,000 subscribers? No. If I ever do get to that number, who knows? If I, before I pass on to another plane of existence, hopefully we get to 100,000 subscribers and I get that plaque. We'll see, though. I definitely hope so. Let's see. Will you ever return to Disneyland again? No, we want to go back there again. Let's see. Do you think Nightmare on Elm Street movies will be on 4K someday in a box set? I hope so. I would think it. I think there would, because there hasn't been any new Nightmare on Elm Street box sets in a long time. I don't think. I think it's been a handful of years, and there's been steelbooks of the first movie, but not for any of the other ones. So I wouldn't doubt if there was like something like some kind of a release like that in the future. I hope MJ's okay. No, I do as well. I really do wonder what he's up to and everything. Let's see. What did you think of the last M. Night Shyamalan movie? I still haven't watched that. I should get a copy of that one to review probably soon, I would think. So I definitely am looking forward to seeing it. And Candyman as well. That's like, I haven't seen so many movies I have not seen. It's like crazy. I used to be so up on everything. And now, too, it's just like I've gotten so busy, and then like I think about other things, and I'm just thinking all the time about these projects and figuring everything out and ordering suits and costumes and cases of memory cards and there's all sorts of weird things. And maybe MJ's become a recluse like Howard Hughes. Maybe. I mean, I guess. Would you be down for a Greasy Strangler versus your character you play in Amityville Shark House? Yeah, Gary, that would be amazing. My goal too is to get Michael St. Michael's in a movie. It's like I just, at some point I really hope I can make a movie that's SAG, ultra low budget, so I can get people like that. Because there's a handful of people from the Greasy Strangler that I really, really want to get in the movie so bad. Like the son from the Greasy Strangler, like he reached out to me. He was calling me on Facebook that he wanted to be involved in the movie for Scream Bloody Murder, but I couldn't because I couldn't make it SAG. I just couldn't do it. But I was like, man, this is like so surreal. He wanted to do the movie, and I would love to have gotten him in the film. And oh, there's so many people that I wanted to get. I wanted to get Josh Sussman in Scream Bloody Murder, but because of SAG, I couldn't get him. He was going to do it, though. I was going to get Adam Wiley. I really wanted to get Adam Wiley. Because of SAG, he couldn't do it. Adam Wiley was in Picket Fences. Oh, the list goes on and on for the people that I was talking to that would have done it. But then and the other one that I almost got, but I didn't because of SAG, and I probably is a good thing that I didn't get, because there's a lot of controversy with now, and it would have hurt the movie. I still think the guy is cool, but there's some weird stuff. Is Eddie Deason. So that's a fun fact about Scream Bloody Murder. One of the original first people that I was talking to in messages for that film was Eddie Deason, who was from Grease, and Midnight Madness is my favorite thing he was in. But we got really lucky, though. We got really lucky for Scream Bloody Murder to get Scout Taylor Compton from Halloween. I do wish I got some stuff for her to sign or something that we could have had for perk items. That was the mistake that we did. We didn't get anything like that at all. I don't think we even got any wardrobe pieces or anything. I think she kept the stuff. So, but yeah, but that was really cool to get to have her in the project and stuff. I can't wait till you guys can see her in the film. And I got to act with her too, so that was really cool. Say thank you for all the content you provided, and Cinema Sickness got me into collecting. Oh, that's who I forgot to mention that I watch. Usually when I eat lunch every day, I would watch Cinema Sickness. So that's like the one. Cinema Sickness is like a watching lunch thing I watch, and then if I'm eating dinner, I watch. The other person I watch all the time is Jack on the Go. That's probably my secret favorite channel of all time, Jack on the Go. Let's see. Have you ever heard of Marculus Ladybug and Carnot? Cat? I don't know what that is. Which Home Alone do you like more, 1 or 2? Well, part 1 is a better, I think, made movie. It feels much more like a classic film, but I think I have more fun watching the sequel just because I like the setting, and I love Tim Curry and Rob Schneider, and just like the whole vibe of that one, and the toy store with Mr. Duncan's Toy Chest, and I don't know, that one I think is the one that's a little bit more fun to watch out of all of them. Gotta say, the trailer for Amityville Shark House, your performance in the trailer just got me so hyped to see it. Well, thanks so much, Don. And like I said, that's the one thing I was talking about on here in this video. If you guys have not seen it yet, after this video or whenever you get a chance, check out the link for the link right in the description of this video. And you guys can see the trailers for Scream Bloody Murder, Amityville Shark House, and Amityville Karen, all the films that I directed. And there's perks on there so you guys can get special thanks credits in the movies. There's also a perk to pre-order a copy of the Scream Bloody Murder on Blu-ray, and that's the only way you can get it on Blu-ray. There won't be any version at all in the U.S. So if you guys want one, like I said, that's why I'm talking about it so much, because I don't want you guys to miss out, and I won't be able to do them after this. So like I said, I just wanted to make sure to really state that if you guys want a physical copy, just make sure you get it on the campaign, and it's going all towards the funds and everything to get it released. Let's see, who's your favorite director? I don't know. It's hard to say who's like my absolute favorite director ever. I'm really digging the Greasy Strangler director stuff, though. His stuff, I obsessively watch those movies, so though I really love his styles of stuff. Any of your movies you have directed available? No, I only just started doing them in May. May is when I assistant directed as like the AD on Night of the Zombies, and I filmed and directed like when you watch that movie, the scene in the party scene was like I filmed all of that. So that was like the one main scene that I directed in A Night of the Zombies. But in the other movies, Shark House was a co-directing with me and Will Colazo, and then Scream Bloody Murder and Karen were all me doing it. Especially Karen, that was like totally 100% me doing that one, like wholehearted, like I was shooting it and everything for that particular one. Let's see, what was the question too? I'm making sure. But when it comes to available, though, they aren't available yet because we just did them. But as soon as we raise these funds on the finishing funds, then Screen Bloody Murder will be out. But the first one you guys will be able to see, I think, will probably be Karen, is what I'm thinking. Who's your? I heard the new Candyman was pretty good. No, I'm really looking forward to watching it. Do you think Fright Night will ever be on 4K? The 1985 one, I wouldn't doubt it. It would be awesome for you to make a movie as weird as The Greasy Strangler. Well, just wait till you see Shark House. It's a little bit of that. And then, and that's the thing that's cool, though, is Carl Solomon is from the Jim Hoskins films. So his image is in, but he's in all the films that I've directed, but he's in The Greasy Strangler and Beverly Luff Linn. Beverly Luff Linn is kind of a little bit in the style, too, of Shark House, with a little bit more mainstreamish and not as strange, but still kind of strange. Let's see. I heard... see, yeah, SAG is a pain. No, I know. SAG is a pain, and most people will honestly do it under the table, to be honest with you. Most people. Certain people won't, no matter what. Don't ask like certain people. But most will. And I've discovered that lately, that most will. I'm really looking forward to Amityville Shark House, especially after the trailer. I'm just hoping to get a Blu-ray as I'm in the UK. Yeah, for Shark House, there should be a Blu-ray as soon as that's out and stuff like that. When it comes to the Blu-rays of all those movies, though, I don't control any of that on those ones. Those are all with like distributors and everything. Let's see, and I'll probably be on here for, I guess, maybe like 10, 20 more minutes or so. Let's see. Do you think all Lethal Weapons movies will be available in 4K in a box set? Yeah, there hasn't been a new box set of those movies in a while, so I wouldn't doubt if they do like a new special edition one. And I know they've talked about doing a new film. I feel like they have, but I don't know if that would ever happen. Let's see. Top Gun Maverick got pushed back to May 2022 and can't wait for Matrix Resurrections on December 21st. No, the Matrix one looks really cool. And it looks kind of like they wanted to make really something very different. Go in a very different direction. And it's a little bit look in the style of like Cloud Atlas, which I really liked, because I like those kind of very trippy, weird ways of looking at things. And that's the one thing I really liked about Cloud Atlas. Like, I remember I got kind of, when I first saw that movie, I like started crying because I was so perplexed and I thought it was so amazing at the time. Some movies do that to me, like I don't know why, and like the weirdest things do that to me. Like that one movie I talk about all the time that's coming to Blu-ray finally, the Time Machine remake. For some reason, that scene when everything goes to pot in the world, and it like something bad happens in the movie, and it goes to like the future, and the world keeps going through and like showing how the world changes over like thousands and thousands of years. There's something about that. I remember in the theater I like was crying, and I just thought it was amazing, and I love that. Like that, if you guys want to know like the kind of movie that I would love to direct, honestly, if I ever someday got to have a lot of money to do a movie, I'd love to do a movie like that, like a time machine kind of movie that has that almost like honestly like remake the Time Machine. Like that would be kind of cool to do something like that. I love those kind of movies. And then looking back at Legend, I was thinking too how much I love those kind of old school fantasy films. Like that, and The Labyrinth, and Willow, and I'm like, man, those are other movies too that'd be kind of cool to do, but in my kind of weird, Greasy Strangler kind of sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's something I kind of would love to do too. Do you think Jingle All the Way will be on 4K? Maybe. Disney is so weird though with what they do now, and like Disney nowadays too. They don't want to send physical copies at all to review. So if you don't see me reviewing anything new from Disney, that's why. They're like real weird about it. Like I sent them a long expose letter about why they should continue sending review copies. But if Disney doesn't care, and they just want to kind of like fizzle with actual promoting the physical releases on YouTube to the people that do videos, you know what I mean? That's what's so weird. Sean, you missed my last super chat. Did you leave another super chat, Eric? I agree, Sid. Oh, yeah, so let's see. Oh, there is a $5 super chat from Eric. Let's see. Sorry, Eric, I totally didn't see that. Let's see. He says, I agree, Sid should have been the cover from 3 from Hell Steelbook. Hopefully he is on the cover of the other 2. No, I agree, Eric, though. I really do hope that they put him on it. And thanks so much, though, for the super chat, Eric. Like I said, sorry I didn't see that one. Do you like Home Alone 3 and 4? they're okay. Like the third one was all right. The fifth one I think was really ridiculous. Wasn't there a fifth one? I believe. I think so. I think it was like a direct to DVD one with like French Stewart. Let's see. Do you think Lethal Weapons? I watched a movie called Cyber Bride. Got surprised when you had a cameo. Oh yeah, Cyber Bride. That was something I shot something for on there. I don't think that one had a DVD release in America. How is SAG an issue for Adam Wiley but not Sizemore, Scout, and Sean Whalen? Well, so like I said, there's people that are in SAG that still do it. If you know what I mean, that's the thing. So that's kind of the way to look at it. Some people will do it and other people won't. Because everybody was SAG. I don't know. Just some people won't do it. That's the one thing that's so weird. When will Zomghouls be out? Hopefully that will be soon. I think the last step they're doing is the 5.1 sound mix for that movie, the surround sound stuff. So I think after that, I believe everything else is finished for that one. What if there's a dark and powerful alternate version of Jason Voorhees? I don't know what would be like a different, like a super powerful one, like a super powers or something. Do you see Point Blank will be on 4K? Maybe. Had a great time on Screen Bloody Murder and Shark House. Can't wait for you folks to see it. Hey, David. No, I absolutely. David Perry is amazing, and if you guys, do films or anything, David Perry is worth getting. He is. When you see David Perry in Shark House, he is amazing. He plays my boss in the film. But just wait. He is so good in the movie. I mean, like I'm so happy with his performance. He did such an amazing job, and same within Screen Bloody Murder. He's like one of my top favorite people to work with, David Perry. Hopefully, David, you can do the next movie. Like you know what it is, but not other people don't. Let's see. Someday I would love to watch you do commentary or reactions on the movies you direct. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do one for Karen, because that was part of the release thing that said a commentary. So I definitely am gonna do that. I'll probably do it with maybe over with Lauren. I think who's the star of the film is what I'm thinking. Let's see. Do you ever see Jingle All the Way being on 4K someday? Maybe. I think I talked about that earlier. Do you think the Terminator 84 will be on 4K? I thought for some reason that had. No, I think. Oh yeah, it was the second one that has. I could see Terminator 84 coming out from, surprisingly, maybe even from Kino, because Kino Lorber has been getting a lot of the rights to 4K releases, because they got the rights for what are they putting out? Misery, and they're also putting out, what was the other one? Silence of the Lambs. So if they can get those were MGM titles. I wouldn't doubt though if they could get Terminator 1. But I just feel like that's a really, really big title, so I don't know if they would give that one up to them and license that out or not. Have you watched Kate on Netflix? I don't think I watched that one. I was crushed when Sid Haig passed away. No, Sid Haig was amazing. I met him so many times at conventions, and he was always one of the nicest people ever and everything. Let's see. Did you see Friday the 13th lawsuit was finally settled? Victor Miller won. No, I didn't see that, but I knew there was a lot of issues with that. With the rights to those movies, and then there was issues with the video games, and I know they had they couldn't update the games or something because there was a problem. There's definitely a lot of different stuff like that going on. Let's see. Opinions on The Sopranos. Sopranos, I never really watched that show. That was one of those things somehow I never really watched. Did you think the Wonder Years TV show will be on Blu-ray someday? I doubt the Wonder Years will, because I don't know if there's ever any way to actually make that look better, because I think it was edited on videotape. So I don't know if Wonder Years, if there is, I mean, it might have been shot on film, but I don't know if the film exists anymore. And it, you know what I mean? So I don't know if we could ever actually get a HD version of that show or not. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know. I would love to see other older things come out, because they put out stuff like the Star Trek and stuff like that. So it's and that's even way older. So it's you never know. And Brady Bunch stuff, something like that, I don't think ever could, because that I think definitely was shot just and edited on videotape. When will you be making a video for the September Horror Pack? Yeah, I have this stuff already. I made the video, and I forgot to upload it on Monday. So I'll probably put it up this Monday. Yeah, I came back on Monday and was just... So what happens is sometimes I just have so much stuff to do for these movies, I forget what I have to do. and then I just start planning things out and worrying about the movie stuff, and then forget other things. So it's like, that's why sometimes too, on Tuesdays I'm out late, especially some of the earlier ones that was like leading up to some of the other ones, because I was just had so much stuff to plan and everything. Do you think you'll be nominated for an Academy Award for your performance in Amityville? No, I'm not an Academy Award. That movie would never be like an Academy Award type of movie. But maybe like in the horror world, I hope people like it. I really do. I think they will. I mean, like, it's definitely different, and it's once we get the music in, like when we get Mishka's music, and I love the composer we have. He did the music for Scream Bloody Murder as well, and he's going to do the Shark House music. But his music is so good, and I just can't wait to hear his stuff when it's put in. He did the music in, what was some of the stuff that he did? Let me go through some of his list and stuff so you guys can, know his, the stuff that he's made. But one of his biggest ones that I remember as a kid and absolutely loved, just because it's like a childhood favorite of mine, was The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. He did all the music in that. And then, like, when I heard that we had the potential to get him, to do the music, I couldn't believe it. Let me see now. Just trying to find his name on IMDb so I can read some of his stuff. But he's done a lot of stuff, like, and you can hear too in the movies some of the sounds of his music. Like there's like parts of like that have essences of his classic stuff. But like looking through some of his bigger stuff that he did music for. So here's an example. He did the music for the Human Centipede 3. He did he composed the music for The Last Dragon. Did the music for The Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund. Recently he did the music for the movie with Scout Compton as well that she was in, called The Lurker, which I thought was a pretty cool movie. At least I liked his music. And then when you go back, though, to some of his early stuff, he did stuff like Ninja 3, The Domination, like I said, The Last Dragon. There is so many stuff. Steel Justice, some really cool stuff. He did some of the after-school specials as well. And so it's like he is, and the Double O Kid, which was a movie, which had Corey Haim. So to me, having him do the music is like such a cool thing. And it's like, especially that he's going to do the music for Karen, because like I said, Karen is very important to me. I just feel so strongly about Karen, that movie. So he's going to do the music for that too. So I'm really, really happy to be able to have him do it. Let's see, where was I? Do you think... When will you be making... I talked about that. Let's see. If you like gore, watch the Spanish film Last Matinee. Oh, yeah, I've heard a lot about that one. Scream Bloody Murder, I need this in my life. Well, thanks so much. I definitely need to watch The Last Matinee. I saw that Vinegar Syndrome was going to put that out through their partner label. And if you wanted to see Scream Bloody Murder, like I said, guys, don't miss your chance to pre-order the Blu-ray copy of the film. Because if you guys want a physical media copy of the movie, that's the only way we're going to have it, is through the campaign link for this one. Let's see. So I've been on here. I'll be on here about 8 more minutes, I believe. I have a question. I'm 17 in the 12th grade and looking to become an actor. I need some advice. What would you recommend? I would say just like get a... profile on like Backstage. Was it Backstage? Yeah, Backstage, and then on Actors Access. Backstage is a little bit better, though, I would say. At least it's a little easier to use. But that'd be a good thing. Like, if you guys are curious about like the casting for my movies, always check to Backstage. I don't really promote it publicly because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't, like I said, I don't make a big thing about the casting. But if you guys want to, like, always check Backstage, because that's where I always do the casting stuff. And I found some great people on Backstage, like some amazing actors. But that's the big thing. Look on Craigslist, and also just start off too making some of your own movies. Making like do like Brendan Hardesty did back in the day. He used to do these reenactments where he would reenact scenes from some of his favorite movies, and it was kind of a cool thing he would do, and it kind of showed off his acting, and like it led to him getting in stuff like Bart Got a Room. And I mean, I know people didn't like the movie, but if I was him and I got in that movie, it would I'd never forget it being in that movie because I would be so happy. But he ended up being in Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star. And I know people hated that movie, but to me, that's like I could have died a happy man being in that movie. You know what I mean? Because that's my kind of movie. Like that kind of weird stuff. Like if you want to know like a comedy, if I got to direct Bucky Larson, I know people didn't like it, but I would be happy. Like if and like I think if you told me I was going to be directing It's Pat 2, I probably would cry for a week straight. Because like I don't even think I'd be able to keep it together. Like something, because that's the kind of stuff I love. Those type of movies. Let's see. I pre-ordered the Friday the 13th 1 through 8 steelbook from Best Buy. Can't wait for the Love Classic Horror steelbooks. No, I saw that was coming out. What is your best guess for when Screen Bloody Murder comes out? Well, basically, like I said, it's all when we can raise the funds. So as soon as we get the funds through Indiegogo, then we can put it all towards the fees. So I think the first fee was there's a certain type of insurance that we have to have, like COE or C something or other. I don't really remember, but I don't know exactly what it's called, but there's a certain type of insurance that the producer is working on now getting. So that's one of the things. Then you have to take the movie and put it through the quality control for the test to make sure everything matches. Then we have to do the fees of getting closed captioning done. And then the fees of having the movie rated by the MPA. That's one of the other requirements. So the movie has to get rated. So then they say it's like a rated R. So that'd be kind of interesting that the MPA will be sitting down and watching Screen Bloody Murder. Like that's a kind of a surreal thing to think about. Do a commentary doing your Kevin Grevox impression. You know, oh, my name is Kevin Grevox. Let's see. What is your... but when it's coming out, I'm hoping sometime early next year. That thoughts on Young Rock. I watched like the first episode or two of that, and I didn't like that very much. I don't know why. I thought it was kind of goofy. I really liked Kenan though. Kenan was, but I've been a fan of Kenan since back in the day of All That, and then from All That I watched Kenan and Kel. So I mean I've followed Kenan, and I think Kenan was actually in Heavyweights before that. So I followed Kenan like forever. So, I mean like since I was a kid. What was that? Like 94. I was like 8 or 9 or something like that. So forever. I mean a long time. So Kenan is like something I feel like I just grew up my whole life watching. So I'm always so happy to see him getting on stuff. He's my favorite person on SNL, honestly. And he's like the best person that's still there. Especially because Beck Bennett left now, which sucks. Because I feel like Beck Bennett was probably one of the other best people on there at these weird, kind of strange characters. And I think Melissa Villaseñor is the best at impressions, and then she doesn't really get to do enough sometimes. Let's see. Love Last Dragon. No, that like I said, that's why I thought it was so cool, because he's done music in such cool movies. So I'm so excited about it. Can we pre-order all your movies from the same link? No, for Eric. So on that one, we're only able to sell the copies of Screen Bloody Murder Blu-ray. We can't do copies of the other ones because the other distributor handles all of that. So like that was the one thing in the contract was we were not able to sell copies of Shark House or Karen. But those ones, Karen should be out by later this year. And then I'll have a link where you guys can go to order that one. It should be from the SRS Cinema's website. The way SRS releases, they do limited edition Blu-rays first. And it's like limited to a certain number of copies. And then after that, then they do a wide release DVD. So that's that's kind of the way they do it. And the wide release DVD, you can get it online everywhere, Amazon, all the main sites where you guys order from. Let's see. Brad and Janet, who do you think would win in a fight, Van Damme or Steven Seagal? I think Van Damme. I mean, at least I like Van Damme better, though, at least. At Late Night Double Feature Picture Show, I want to go to Late Night Double Feature Picture Show and buy KO to the Black Devil. What is that? Did you get the Freddy Krueger Vans released yesterday? No, I didn't see that. What cameras did you use for the films you directed? So for Screen Bloody Murder, we shot that on the Red camera. I don't know which model of it was. It might have been the Red Scarlet, maybe. And then Shark House was on the Black Magic 4K, not the pocket one, but the big one, the bigger version. And then Karen was filmed on like a 4K Canon. And then the new one I'm going to do is going to be on a bigger 4K Canon, like a really big one. Let's see. Keen is getting a season 2. No, I saw that. I'm glad it's getting another one. Are you writing any screenplays at the moment? I'm not really. I'm so dyslexic. My spelling is horrible, and so what I usually do is I write the outline. So I write down like a detailed, like probably like maybe a couple pages, sometimes a lot of pages outlines. So I just wrote one for the newest one, like an outline. But then Julianne, for Karen, wrote the full script. She did an amazing job on the script. Like, I love what she wrote, and she's going to be writing the next movie that I do as well. And then Will Colazzo wrote Scream Bloody Murder and Shark House. But with Shark House, we kind of combined some ideas together as well. And then we did that a little bit too with Scream Bloody Murder, but no, with me I usually, like I said, do the outlines of kind of like what happens, but without filling in the dialogue and stuff like that. Or when will we? Have you ever seen Carry On movies? No, I've never watched those ones. I've been kind of starstruck when I got to have a video call with Drew Barrymore. Oh, that's really cool. I'm trying to think of like me whenever I got like really starstruck. I know it happened like once. But it's like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I kind of got over that. I think that after doing Scream Bloody Murder too, it was like every single person that we had in that movie, there was like the big names I got to work with and act with too. So it was kind of like I got over all that after that. Because like I'm in there with Sizemore and in there with Todd Bridges and in there with Scout and in there with everybody. You know what I mean? Like me and Sean Whalen and Vernon Wells in this crazy scene, and when there are these cheerleaders having a big argument. It's just some crazy stuff in the movie, guys. I think you guys are going to really like it. Can you look up aquaphobia images? Hey, cool, what did you think of Malignant? I love Malignant. I know some people really didn't dig that movie, but for some reason I really got into that. I thought it was like a really cool movie. Is your newest movie going to be a story with a horse? No, the new movie's not going to be a horse movie. It's going to be it's another horror film as well. I'll announce it more soon as well, and like I'll have like some like I'll basically probably do it through PayPal, and I'll do like special thanks credits if you guys want to help out for that film, and I'll do like producer, like associate producer and stuff like that, because basically for that movie I have a certain amount of money that I'm getting that I'm trying to do private funding just to make money to get all the locations, because I have to rent like a farmhouse and woods, because you can't just shoot out in the woods, and I won't do it without a permit. I have to have permission to shoot everywhere I do it. I'm too worried about stuff like that. So that's the other reason why the movies cost a lot too, is because I go through all the rental services to rent the locations too, and everything. So the one thing that's bad though about rental services, if you rent through Gigster or Peerspace, sometimes the pictures on there are not exactly what you're getting, and that happened with Scream Bloody Murder in a bad way, because like the location that we rented that was supposed to be a sports center. And luckily enough, I had the sixth sense to rent an office location as well, because I was worried we weren't going to have time to shoot it, because we had so much to do in this one location. But in the pictures, they had an office. They had like an actual office room where you could close the door and go into an office. When we got there, the office was gone. They turned it into a bathroom. So it was like, and that's what's so bad. And it's like almost, and it could have been detrimental, because we had like a dozen scenes for Scream Bloody Murder that took place in an office, and we knew too late. So it was like, if I didn't think to the day before rent this sort of cheaper office location to shoot those scenes, I don't know what we would have done. You know what I mean? It was one of those kind of things where it was like, like I said, luckily enough, every movie too I've ever done, all the ones that I've directed have all gotten finished. We've never been behind or anything. So I'm proud of that, especially with Karen, because it was a lot of me doing things myself on that one too. But Lauren Francesca was such a huge help too. I love working with Lauren so much. We're definitely going to be doing a lot of different movies coming up. Is DVD still the most popular physical home release format? It seems like it, because still places like Walmart and stuff really stock that more than other things, which is kind of weird. But like Walmart is always the one, like they prefer DVDs. And I think it's like, I don't know if it's like that they sell better there or what exactly it is, but for some reason, it's like, it seems like DVDs is the way, to go, at least with Walmart. Let's see, now we're trying to make sure I don't miss anything. I think here I am. Let's see. I'll be on here for a couple more minutes. Let's see. So, guys, get in your last set of questions. And like I said, before you guys go too, don't forget to check out the link. And you guys can find out about if you guys would like to pre-order a copy of my film, Scream Bloody Murder. And like I said, too, with that movie, I star in the movie as well. So I'm throughout the whole movie in there as well. And like I've been saying, the only way to get a copy is through the campaign. And there's also stuff, too, if you guys would like to be a producer or any of that type of stuff. And there is a perk on there, too, which is a... if you want to be in the newest film that Will Colazzo is directing called Amityville, it's called Ouija Encounters of the Third Kind, which is an alien science fiction horror film. And there's a perk on there too. You guys can play an alien expert. So if you guys want to play kind of like the guy in Ancient Aliens, it's like aliens, like those kind of weird, wacky, peculiar alien kind of experts and stuff. That's what that perk is on there. I remember watching your Blu-ray DVD shopping videos with the 80s synth music in the background. Bring it back. Yeah, maybe at some point. What I should do at some point is have somebody like Misha compose compose music that I could use in DVD shopping videos. Now that'd be kind of cool. Get like an Academy Award kind of composer doing music for these. Now that would be something different. Let's see, any recent horror movies to check out? Definitely Fried Berry. That was one that I watched recently that I loved. Let's see, much love, homie. Thanks so much. Keep rocking. Do you ever hear cheat days with your diet? Every so often, like I get sometimes like frozen drinks and stuff like that. That's like the main thing that I like sometimes is like ices or something like that. Like that's the only thing that I kind of like. I used to like yogurt, then I kind of got tired of that, and yogurt's kind of expensive too. So it's like I can't get this thing all the time. You know what I mean? So I'm like kind of had enough of that. So I kind of get sometimes icy drinks and stuff like that occasionally. Have you heard they're making a Cruel Intentions TV show? I've heard about that for a while. Sean, have you got a girlfriend or not yet? Not interested? I'm not like opposed to that at all, but I would never really honestly discuss that because people are weird, and it's like even if I was or wasn't at some point dating anybody, I never would really bring it up. I'm not one of those kind of people that like certain things, like personal stuff in my life now. I realized back in the day, I talked about too much stuff. I told everything about my life, and I shouldn't have done that. And I should have been a little bit more secretive. And especially now, everything's going on with these films and bigger things that are going on behind the scenes right now. I just have to be a little more careful with everything. You know, just the kind of videos I put up, the stuff that I do, everything. I just have to be a little different, just more careful. Let's see. Awesome. Thanks for the suggestion, bud. One of my favorite videos is when you did the 2017 review skit at the beginning. Was that? Oh, yeah, the It one. Yeah, I love that one. Lauren was in that, too. She was one of the ones. Lauren and then Mindy Robinson were both in that one. Will you sign a Blu-ray copy if I purchase it? Yeah, Raymond. The ones that are from this campaign, when I'll repost this at some point, too, and say signed. But no, if you order it, Raymond, on there, I'll definitely sign it. Pretty much all the ones from this campaign are signed because I think the prices of these ones are the prices of what the signed ones were on the original campaign. So I will sign that at Raymond too. So just also, I don't know if you can leave a note in there with it or not, but I'll make sure to remember though because I think mostly everyone has been telling me they want the copy signed. Let's see. Will you ever grow a beard for a different look? I did like not shave for a while for that movie called Night of the Tommyknockers. So I did do it once for a long period of time. Right now, though, I'm trying to get my hair a little longer again because I might have to film one other scene for Shark House. That like one thing we're going to add to it. But I think I might do it with the bandages on, so it won't matter. I've been catching up on you, Sean. Congrats on your success. Thanks so much, Eric. I really appreciate that and everything. Are you going to see Halloween Kills? I don't know if I'm going to see it in theaters. I might try and figure out how to use Peacock and watch it off of there, but I can't figure out, like, can you just, like, is everyone just going to buy that or get that free subscription to it or, like, that $5 subscription? And, like, can you watch it off of there for that cheap? That's what I can't figure out. Like, I don't know. I know I put the Peacock app on my TV, but I don't really know, you know, the thing about these, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like lately it's become so intense with the apps that it makes you wonder, like, will cable even exist in a few years? Because it's like everything is turned into an app, and then the app versions are having better stuff on it than the cable versions are. Like, for example, with HBO Max, like, honestly, you don't really need HBO anymore, even though you still kind of, you get it with it, I think. But, like, what's on the HBO Max app is better than what's on HBO, because there's all these exclusives on that, like HBO Max originals, and then they have the movies on there, the Warner Brothers movies. So it's kind of like, why would you even mess with the regular? You know what I mean? It's just like kind of a weird thing. I feel like streaming is going to kind of destroy and kind of end at some point cable. I honestly do see cable at some point, and at least in my lifetime, vanishing. Let's see. It's been great catching up with you, Sean. Congratulations on your success. So thanks so much. Great seeing you still doing these Q&A videos. I always try and stop by. Keep up the good work. What percentage of the movies do you own? Do you think you watched until the end? You seem to own more than anyone. Well, like with some movies, like nowadays, if it's like something that I'm watching and I don't dig it or whatever, there's some movies I honestly don't finish through all the way. I'm going to be dead honest with you, especially nowadays. But then there's stuff that I watch that I absolutely love, that I'm like, wow, this is so good. You know what I mean? Like, so it all very much depends. But usually if I get it to review, I always watch it. The only time I don't watch it is if it's something that came that I didn't request. That's why sometimes people say, why did you not talk about that one? Because sometimes certain titles come I didn't actually request a review copy of. They just show up and things like that. So I just show them and let people know that they're out and things like that. Because it's like, I just don't have the time to watch like 2-hour movies of stuff that I'm not really that interested in. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I have to pick and choose nowadays. And it's like, right now, tonight, I'm really excited because I'm going to watch, Escape Plan, the newest Escape Plan, because I got the Blu-ray to review. Like, that is one of those ones I really like the first movie, even though it wasn't the greatest movie of all time or anything. I really enjoyed that movie, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I finally got a copy of the movie that Lauren Francesca's in, Last Call, which I'm really looking forward to watching that too. Let's see, but that's one of those movies, like, it stars Jeremy Piven, so I'm really only watching it to see Lauren's scenes. That's like really it. Let's see. Do you not go to movie theaters anymore? No, I haven't been in a long time. Let's see. How many days did your first take to shoot? So, Scream Bloody Murder, we shot that in a week. That we probably needed about 9 days to comfortably do it. But we did it okay in a week. Shark House was 6 days for that one. Karen was 5 days. That was the quickest. The next one I'm doing is probably going to be 6, maybe 7 days. It really depends on what money did I raise privately for that, and exactly how many people there are in the cast and how complicated it is. And it's one of those things too, I have to schedule it very specifically, because if there's night scenes, you can only shoot them at night, so I almost have to like make one of the nights be very long. It's cause to actually have enough darkness and stuff. So it's a lot of stuff you have to think about. But for the most part, they're usually 5 to 7 days for the most part. And the goal is to shoot a day, 12 to 15 pages is usually the goal. The next one I'm doing, it's a stipulation that it needs to be 90 minutes. So that one I definitely need the 6 days, and it could turn into 7. It just depends on everything. Let's see. Cable first day, next day, an app. I know, that's what's so funny. How many, let's see. Why you never watched Scott Pilgrim? I think you will love it. No, I don't know. I think Scott Pilgrim came out when I was moving, I think, originally cross country. So then I didn't see it. And I don't know why I didn't watch it, because I love Aubrey Plaza. So I'm like, why am I not watching that movie? And I see Abim Kentrip said, and so hopefully I'm saying this name wrong, Abaddon Cat Trip. And that's one thing I learned about myself too. My reading is horrible. And I sometimes wonder, I learned to read in school and everything, but I sometimes think, do I really know how to actually read? Did I actually learn how to read correctly, or do I just know the words? And I do wonder that with how I was taught in school, if I wasn't taught right, because there's a lot. My reading sucks. It is bad with certain words and stuff. But he said he was debating on a producer the Blu-ray or 120. Want to do double, truth be told. No, I appreciate that. That would definitely be a huge help for sure. So thanks so much for looking to help on the project. But no, I know you can combine perks together on there too. But like I said, I really appreciate you thinking of helping, and thanks guys too, who you guys who have been, through the live stream, who have gone and got the Blu-ray copy, and that was the main thing I was talking about in the live stream tonight, was the Blu-ray copy for the film that I directed, Scream Bloody Murder, that has Scout Taylor Compton, who played Laurie Strode in Halloween's in Rob Zombie's Halloween. She's in the film, along with Tom Sizemore and Todd Bridges from Different Strokes. Todd Bridges was great. When you guys see, wow, he's so good. He has some funny stuff in there. I mean, everybody is so great. I mean, I'm really excited for you guys to see this. But like I said, on the link that I provided, that's the main place and the only place you can order a copy. Let's see. Since you're doing movies right, are you sort of the person you will put a size like fat or muscle, or even lose weight for a good role? I don't know about like losing or gaining weight for a role. I always lose weight when I'm making a movie. Like sometimes people gain weight doing a movie. I usually lose weight. So like when I did Screen Bloody Murder, you can watch the movie and you can see me getting more and more overly. I got too thin in that movie, like overly thin, because I was just a lot of stress. So I wasn't eating very well the last like 2 or 3 days. So the movie was almost shot in like a somewhat of like this sort of not really an order, but like the scenes, it was kind of out of order in a way, because the last scenes were first and stuff, like something like that. But it was like you're kind of see me in some of the scenes in the gym looking very thin, and that was because I just wasn't eating a lot leading up to that. It was just a lot of stress. But I don't think I would really want to be somebody who would want to go and gain like 100 pounds for a role, because I know how hard it is to lose it. So I would not want to do that. Not at all. Are you going to watch the new Chucky show? I will. That I'm interested in watching. Did you ever meet Michael Berryman? I just met him at a local drive-in and got his autograph. No, he's great. Michael Berryman is really cool. I did also interview him as well in one of my videos, I think at Monster Palooza, I believe. Just caught live chat advertised on Twitter. It was watching Dead Bigfoot, a true story, which is not as good as Bobcat Goldthwait's Willow Creek. Love your content and movie work. Keep them going. Thanks so much, Don. Have you seen Shang-Chi yet? No, I haven't seen that one yet. Debilitating whether or not to do the Blu-ray or producer. Would like to do both. Like I said, thanks so much for considering doing both of those ones, or either one. Like I said, that's a huge help. So thanks so much for helping on the projects. Favorite John Carpenter movie? Probably They Live is the one. At least that's the one that I like to watch the most. Have any of the special acting perks in your movies turned into more roles for anyone? Like, if people come and do acting perks, yeah, like I mean, like there's people that have gotten perks to act in the film that have come back a lot. We've got a lot of great people. I don't discuss who gets perks and who doesn't though, because I don't feel right bringing up who is and isn't getting perks, but we've got some great people that have come on and helped in the projects, and I'm incredibly appreciative to everybody, because honestly that's what makes it able to do these movies, because I don't have the money to make the movies. I don't. So it's like you guys are huge helps to make these movies a reality, and I'm making these movies too for you guys to watch. So I hope too you all like what I'm doing, and those of you who have followed my channel for a long time and especially know Don and Murph and know my humor and the kind of stuff that I like, I think you guys will like it, because it's like if you guys are a fan of the stuff that I review, and a lot of you guys like the quirky movies, I think you're like these movies, because they're in those kind of styles. They're a little out there, wacky. They all kind of have old school 80s feels to them. They don't feel very cookie cutter. I don't want to make very cookie cutter movies either. Like I would never want to make like just a generic like haunted house movie, or like a regular old possession thing that was just generic. I don't know. I really want to try and make something that's different, or stuff that people will at least kind of think is memorable, or you remember something about it, even if it's just you remember it just because it's so weird. You know what I mean? If there was another big movie role for you and they wanted you to put on 5 stone of fat, would you do it? I don't think so. Like I said, I don't know. Pat Scott Pilgrim was a great film. The soundtrack was the best part too. I need to watch that one. Is Cinestalker going to be in any of your upcoming films? Yeah, Danny is in Scream Bloody Murder. And he's acts with Joe Castro, and he's seen in that. And Joe Castro is a special effects artist who does effects in so many movies. Like, he's an amazing effects artist, but he acted with him in the scene. They have a funny scene in there. And then Danny is also in Amityville Shark House, and he's in what is one of my probably second favorite scenes in the whole movie, with dealing with the shark guy, with a group of these guys. But it's crazy. It's Danny's great in there. I wanted to have him be in Karen, but there was like a miscommunication for the time to get there and everything. But I'm definitely going to try and have him be in the new one though. Where can we get Amityville Shark House? So Amityville Shark House isn't out yet, but that one will be coming out probably next year early, and that's going to be from a big company. We'll put that out. So I'll keep you posted, more on that as everything comes together with that. What's up, Sean? Love your videos. I've been watching since 2010. Well, thanks so much for watching for so many years. I really appreciate that. Can you put thrillers, mystery, and horror movies together? I have a DVD collection. Would you rather make a movie for A24 or Blumhouse? For me, I think between both of them, Blumhouse. But I think, I think Blumhouse, because that would be an area that I really like to go. Because Gigi, who directed Bingo Hell, I followed her work for a long time, and she kind of is kind of like a female me in a sense, because she started out doing acting in these little micro-budget films, and then led into getting in slightly bigger things, and then started to directing these like a smaller thing, and then led into these bigger projects. And that's the area, honestly, guys, that might happen for me. Right now we'll really see. I hope. I would love to direct something TV related like that. Like one of the Blumhouse like TV things, because I would never in a million years jump right into Blumhouse theatrical, no way. But something small, Asylum, I would love to have me direct something for them. I'm hoping. I know a lot of people there, so I don't think that's totally out of the range of possibilities. But I don't think that will happen until Stream Bloody Murder is out, and especially Shark House. Shark House, when people see Shark House, that's going to be really good for people to see. And I feel really good about Karen. Even though Karen's a smaller film, I just feel so good about that. It's like, it's so much like John Waters and all those things that I like. It's like I had literally like the best time ever making that movie. The only thing that was hard to do was the party scene day. Like the last day, that was the only day that was stressful. Everything else, it was fine. What genre would you like to direct outside of horror? Probably comedy. Do you garden? No, my mom is like always into gardening. She's always like going to garden shops and all that kind of stuff. I remember Don and Murph days. If I meant Don and Murph better days. I don't think it's better days. I think, like, honestly, what I'm doing now is some of the best stuff I've ever gotten to do. Like, I feel like it took me so long to get to this place where I have other stuff going on like this, and I'm going in this direction where I feel like I now know that I could make a career of doing this, and it's like I'm thinking that I can do it, and that's what I want to continue doing. Let's see, in general, what are you aiming for? Pretty much to keep doing these films, keep acting. From the stuff I've done, have that lead into some more acting roles, and then pretty much just like go up the ladder of doing these films, and I think it will happen. I really do. It's like it's just going to be a lot of work. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of stress, but it's worth it, because I'm one of those kind of people when I feel better when I can do creative stuff. When I can be thinking about something, when I can be planning something. Like, to me, my favorite part of the production too is planning it out and getting everything planned. Talking to the actors, talking to the sound guy, talking to the DP, getting everyone's figured out, talking to the effects guy, getting the props together, all that stuff. Something about that, I love that whole thing. And then right after you're done with the movie, you're like, okay, you feel so happy you're done, but then you feel incredibly sad that it's over. And it's like, then like the week after, you feel kind of like crap, because you're like, oh, that's over now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, that's why when I know that I enjoy doing it very much when that's the feeling and experience that I get after these movies. I didn't have that after Screen Bloody Murder. There was a lot of other things going on there. Someday we'll see what we say on that, but Everything else, though, has been amazing. And it's been amazing working with Will and Julianne on these projects, and now getting to work with Lauren, on Karen was great. And Lauren is in Screen Bloody Murder as well, but in Karen, she's the lead of the film. So let's see, I've almost been here 2 hours, so I'm probably going to end at 2 hours now because I've been on a really long time. And if you guys haven't got a chance to, like I said, make sure, don't forget to check out the link so you guys can find out about how to pre-order a copy of Screen Bloody Murder. And like I was saying, that's the only way you guys can get a physical copy in the US for that one. Let's see. Simpler always. Who is the best Spider-Man? I like Tobey Maguire. Let's see. I see a $10 super chat here from Eric D. And thanks again, Eric D, for the $10 super chat. Let's see. I guess what I meant was if someone that paid for an acting role did a really good job and nailed it for the scenes, would you invite them back to act in future projects? No, I have done that. Brought back a handful of people. Like I said, I won't say who exactly the people were, but no, I definitely have. But what's really cool, there was a lot of people that have been the actors that have come in and gotten perks. They're very, very supportive of the films. And they really come on as a lot of people too that I became really good friends with, and they're really producers that are really helping me get this done. So it's very collaborative, especially with a lot of the people that I've used a lot of times. Like there's some people, like I said, I don't want to talk about all the perk people on video because I don't really bring up who is and isn't in that. I just don't. But everybody, has been amazing, and there has been some people that have been great. I mean, like, that have had an absolutely... but everybody I've had a good time with, you know what I mean? Like, I've never had a real problem, with anybody. Let's see. Always go with your gut and don't want to be standard. No, I know. I'm like the same. I agree. Like, totally. Shark House is crazy. The stuff scene was awesome. Sean became the character in the movie. No, thanks so much, Danny. I can't wait till people see it. And you got to see me do it in person, all this craziness. And then the best was after I was done. I'm full crazy, like Shark Man nutsness. And right after it, too, I did this insane thing, this weird scene. And then, it turns out the place we were staying, the keys had gotten lost, and I was so tired, and I had all this makeup on I need to wash off, and then we couldn't find the keys to get into the place, and then we had to call the people and get another set of keys, and then they were trying to charge us this huge amount of money for the keys. So that was a crazy night. Let's see. So we'll be on here for 5 more minutes, guys. I didn't even know I was going to be on here for 2 hours. But like I said, if you guys have any last-minute questions, just get them in right now on here. Let's see. What's your favorite Halloween besides the original? The third one. That's the one that I absolutely love to watch. I wish you good luck on your acting. No, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. I'm absolutely in love with and a fan of practical effects. No, I'm the same way. And that's what's really what I'm happy with these movies. Is all of them have are all practical effects. Especially too when you see the gore that Eric did in a Shark House. It's crazy. There's some amazing stuff in there. I mean, and Karen has some really cool kills in there as well. And it's so fun. And we got so incredibly lucky with the filming location for Karen. We had this amazing vineyard that we shot at, and it was the place was so perfect. It had a house there. It had another building outside that was a tasting area. It had the whole Winefield vineyards. It had an Airstream trailer. I mean, it was and the price for an hour was $100 an hour or something like that, which was a really great price to rent this. I mean, it was definitely underpriced. Most places that were renting the same exact location that was smaller in LA was $220 an hour. So it was I got so lucky. I wouldn't have been able to afford that location if it wasn't that price. But it was, we had it for 2 days, but I used it I every single nook and cranny of that place we filmed in. The storage room, the bathroom we killed somebody. Basically everywhere you could have somebody be, we filmed in. Let's see. Love and fame with practical effects. Be a porn producer instead. No, it was amazing. The key issues sucked. No, I know, Danny. The keys were a big problem. Will. Danny did witness the keys. He witnessed the whole situation of the keys. Why James Cameron hasn't released his movies on 4K. I know they've been talking forever about releasing his movies, and it's been a thing that's gone on and on and on. And I feel it's he has to approve them or something like that. It's something that has to get approved before he'll actually do it. Hopefully at some point we get some of these things coming out. Found your channel in 2011 and have been subbed ever since. Well, thanks so much for watching for that many years now. So over 11 years now. I mean, over 10 years. So I really appreciate that for watching that long. Have you ever watched Breaking Bad? No, that's like one of those shows that I know it's like a popular show, but like I don't know why I never have watched it. How much have you spent in one day at the flea market on movies? Like the most I ever got at a flea market? I don't know, because that's what the thing that sucks is out in San Diego, at least in my area, there's not a ton of really, really good outdoor flea markets. There's just not a lot. I mean, like, at least right in my area, there really isn't. So I haven't been to a flea market in a long time. I used to go to toy shows a lot. Like, those were some of my favorite places to go when I was in Maryland. And sometimes they had some movie-related things as well, like posters and stuff. But usually if I was going somewhere and bought a lot of movies, it would be like at a convention. So I'm sure back in the day, I remember like at Monster Mania, I think it was like spending a couple $100 on movies there. Because they had like, this is years back, and I remember I would buy a lot of the bootlegs. You know, this is early on, like 2008, 2009. So I was buying a lot of stuff like that. Let's see, have you ever watched Breaking... I talked about that. Have you ever seen the TV show Wayward Pines? I did see like one episode of that on TV at the gym, I think. But other than that, I never really saw any of that one, though. But anyway, though, guys, I've been on here now for 2 hours. Now, before you guys go, like I said, definitely check out the link. You guys can find out all about Screen Bloody Murder and how you guys can pre-order a copy and get a copy of the film on Blu-ray. I do see a question here from Eric. He said, I may have to pay for an acting perk. Would love to be in one of your movies. No, Eric, that would be awesome. And Eric, are you on Facebook, too? If you're on Facebook, send me a message on one of the pages, and I'll tell you about the next movie, what it is, and then let you know a little bit about it, and like the dates and stuff like that too. I don't want to say it on here, but like I said, Eric, message me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter if you're on any of those things, and then I can like tell you about it and stuff like that. The next one will be in November. Gonna binge watch some of your classic Around the Towns after you sign off. Well, thanks so much, James. Yeah, those ones are. Yeah, I'm glad I have all that stuff to look back to. It's like it's fun stuff to see, and it shows you like all these stores and stuff back then, like what they look like and how different they are now. I came across Return to Sleepaway Camp at Monster Mania, and yes, Return to Sleepaway Camp is a fun movie. But anyway, though, guys, like I said, thanks again for all the support, and thanks again for those of you guys who have been pre-ordering the Blu-ray of Screen Bloody Murder. And like I said, if you have any questions about perks for the movie, like how to help the movie, or how to get the special thanks or anything, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll definitely get back to you guys. And thanks again for the support. And also, too, under this video, if you haven't, commented yet, let me know what you guys thought of the trailers for the movies as well, too. But anyway, though, guys, thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.